Oh my goodness. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So glad to be with you again. Boy, oh boy, my name is Nicholas Vaselli. I'm the artistic director of Theater Breaking Through Barriers, and I would like to cordially welcome each and every one of you to Theater Breaking Through Barriers' first hybrid Playmakers Intensive, or HP1. Dramatis Ubiquitous. Crazy name, huh? There's a reason for it. My goodness, the last time that we convened on this platform, it was last March, April. So it's been a while since we were able to beam to you live and in person from deep inside the heart of the Thunderdome right here in glorious New York City. I apologize for coming in a little late. Of course, there's always technical issues, especially on the first night. But that's okay. That's par for the course. So I hope that you're able to sit back, and I want to thank you all for your patience. My goodness. All right. So this is just a little history here. We began doing this workshop called our Playmakers Intensive all the way back in 2011. 2011, at that time, we called it the TBTV Boot Camp, and it was a 24-hour festival. But we ultimately, around 2014, 2015, we changed it to our Playmakers Intensive. And we did it every year, where we would gather a group of artists in a room and randomly pair everybody together and give everybody 1 week to rehearse, and then ultimately perform an original short play. That's how we did it. When the pandemic hit back in 2020, we decided, well, let's try doing this virtually, not knowing how it was going to go. But it went really well, thanks to you, thanks to all of you for watching. So so we continued that. Well, now as we're coming through the other side of the pandemic, and now we're going back to live theater, we decided we were going to try to do something that was a little bit of both. So this is going to be a very interesting week. We're going to be featuring 7 plays, but we're only going to be doing 5 of them virtually in this format. And on Saturday, the last night of our intensive, we are going to be actually gathering in a studio, and we are going to be presenting 3 of the plays you're going to see this week, as well as 2 more plays that you're not going to see this week. You have to tune in on Saturday to see them. And we're going to present 5 plays live in person in the studio. And we're also going to stream it so you can see. It'll be a longer performance, but you'll get to see 5 shows truly live, performed before a live audience. So that's how it's a hybrid. But the real question, because a lot of the people that I've spoken to throughout the course of this time in the pandemic, they thought, oh, I like what you're doing very much. We think it's really interesting, and it's great that you're able to create work and work with artists and all that, but it's not really theater. Well, I don't know if I agree with that. That became sort of the gnawing question in my head. Is it theater if it comes from a computer screen? Or does theater have to be live on stage and you all have to be in the room? That's a big question. And I'm hoping we can find some answers to that this week, which is why we're doing shows both here on our Zoom universe and also on a live stage. So for tonight's show, I will say to you, you're only going to see this here. You're not going to see this in the Zoom room. And I'm going to tell, or on stage this go around, because all of the artists are scattered all about. One of the advantages of working on Zoom. But boy, do we have an incredible way to kick this off. I love doing our intensives, but I always want to start with a real kicker. And we happen to have an incredible show tonight. The play that we are going to be doing was written by one of my favorite writers. I just love Jerrod Bogard so much. I've known Jerrod for many, many years, and I just think he just writes beautifully. He's a wonderful director, wonderful actor, and an incredible writer. The piece that he wrote is called Meeting on the Stairs. Perfect for the times we're in. It was directed, of course, by another, like one of my dearest friends and one of my favorite artists, Richard Rose. And we have stellar cast. Stephen Drabicki, Khalil LeSaldo, Jack Sims. Oh my goodness. You guys, I'm going to shut up right now and I'm going to allow you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this wonderful play, Meeting on the Stairs. But before we begin, I would like to call in our artists and ask them to do a brief audio description for the benefit of anyone who's tuning in who can't see us. So, gentlemen, start your engines.
Hi, everyone. I am Khalil LeSaldo. I am wearing a maroon mesh tank top and a long dark sweater on top. I call that the work from home uniform. I have light brown skin and a beard. And behind me is a Spartan wall, white wall, one window. Say that 5 times fast.
Hey y'all, I'm Stephen Drabicki. I play Danny, Onosi's husband, a day trader transplanted from New York City, upstate. I'm a white man with long dark brown hair tied back. I'm wearing a gray hoodie with green lounge pants. I'm working on a laptop in a home office in front of a big stone fireplace, flanked by 2 windows, tastefully decorated with houseplants, mirrors, and nice decor.
Hi, I'm Jack Sims. I'm playing Ben. I have a buzz cut, but a full white beard. I'm wearing a headset. I have glasses. I have on a tie-dyed T-shirt over a black sweater, and I'm an old white guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and enjoy Jerrod Bogard's Meeting on the Stairs.
Hello? Hey, are you there?
I'm here. I've been here.
Well, why didn't you say anything?
I did say something.
Okay, let's not just give me a second. I'll get the guy on my end and I'll join the call, okay?
Okay, yes, okay. I'm waiting, as usual. The market is going to balance. Can we take a breath? Why don't we do this in the same room? Why are we not in the same room? This is stupid.
Just wait. When it's ringing, I'll hit the... Man, why are you down here? You have to be at your desk.
We don't have to be apart right now.
We do, unless you want to be running up and down the stairs like idiots. If we're in both rooms, we can troubleshoot and it'll get fixed faster. What if it comes back on upstairs, but it's still offline down there? Then we got to get back on the phone and do the whole thing all over again? Daniel. Just lost another 100 points, Danny. Please. Okay. It's ringing. I joined the calls. Are you there? Danny? Daniel?
Here! I'm here!
You hear it ringing?
I hear an enormous toilet flush and tens of thousands of dollars getting sucked into the sewer.
Thank you for calling Net Opti Solutions. We value your business and Hello?
Hello, yes. Our internet's not working and we really need to get it back as soon as absolutely possible. Can you make that happen, sir?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, but would you mind if I get through this greeting?
What? No. We can skip all that if that's all right. We are in a rush and we just need our net back online so we can get back to work. So whatever you can do, like on your end to get it going, please do.
Yeah. It's just that it's tied to my bonus eligibility to, do the whole thing.
What?
The greeting thing.
Okay, fine. Yeah, just get us through it.
Flush!
Do you remember where I left off?
We got the brain damage one.
Whole thing. It's fine. Just quick.
Well, if you're in a hurry, I don't want to make you wait.
Consider it.
Thank you.
Great. So can we?
For calling Net Opted Solutions. We value you and your business because we know you have a choice when it comes to the network you choose. My name is Ben. May I have the first and last name of the account holder, please?
Anotsi Azubuike. Hello.
No, that's fine. Would you mind?
It starts with A as in Alpha, November, Oscar, Zulu, India, Echo. Ready for my last name?
Oh, you're spelling it. Thank you.
Ready for the next one?
Oh, no, I need that first one again, please.
You had to put it in your name.
Don't start, Danny. Danny, don't start.
Oh, Danny, that's much easier. Danny, what's your last name?
Oh, it doesn't matter, does it?
But I need it to get into the account.
Well, no, it's not in my name. It's in my partner's name.
Okay.
Anosi Asubuike.
Okay, that's the name.
That's the name the account is under, yes.
Can you spell that?
I can, actually.
Oh, thank God.
It's spelled A as in apple,
Okay,
N as in Nancy,
okay.
O as in online,
Got it,
Z as in zebra,
got it.
I as in inevitable,
Oh, good word. Got it.
E as in ending. Anos, why don't you do the rest?
Azubuike, spelled.
No, wait, I'm sorry. Was that your first name or your last?
Azubuike is my last name. Hello?
Would you rather I look up the account using your phone number?
What you talking?
Can you see the phone number we're calling on?
I can.
That's the phone number.
Well, that makes sense. Okay, got it. Can you verify your billing address, please?
1428 Cedar Street, Northwest New York, 12812.
All right. What can I help you with today?
Just gotta get back online, Ben. Gotta get back online.
All right. Well, I'm sure we can get you back up in no time. What seems to be the issue?
There's no internet, and we're going broke. Second, we're going more broke. Please tell me how to get the internet back on.
You guys work from home?
When the internet is working, which it always did before we became hillbillies.
Daniel,
Never went out in Hell's Kitchen, all I'm saying.
have you said it enough?
Have you heard it yet?
Okay. Well, first thing. Yeah. First thing is trying to do a hard restart. Have you tried unplugging it, waiting 30 seconds and plugging it back in?
We tried that twice with both the routers.
And what happened?
Same problem. Whatever we do, nothing changes.
All right. Let's run through the usual suspects.
Run.
Okay. I'll run a diagnostic on this side. And while that's working, tell me when your connections went down and if any other power outages occurred at the same time. Charlotte, get down! Down! Sorry, guys. My roommate. My cat is my roommate.
Ben, right?
Yep, Ben.
Okay, Ben. We are literally losing money every second this problem persists, okay? We are traders, stock traders. We have active trades. And I don't know if you're watching the market, but it's a terrible day to be a trader with no internet, okay? So let's please stay focused.
Yeah, of course. I haven't been watching the market, though. Is it doing something?
Ben, please, internet?
Don't fight him, Ben. He always gets his way.
No, of course not. Let's get this done. It's okay. That diagnostic is finishing up. Did anything happen at your place right before you lost connection? Oh, and are you in an apartment or a house?
A house.
A great, big, beautiful, old Victorian. A real dream home, right out of a Martha Stewart magazine.
Hey, that's great, man. Do you know if you share the same service line as your neighbor or if it's a dedicated line?
Dedicated.
Hardly any neighbors at all. Unless we count the shut-ins and the summer homes down the hill.
That's not helpful, Danny.
You know, that's actually very helpful, Danny. Rural areas like where y'all are at, it's a real netty spaghetti kind of situation. There can be split-offs, cut-offs, daisy chains connecting houses. Some people are able to run a dedicated wire all the way from a major population center. You know, it's Charlotte! Oh, I hate to scare him. He's not seeing very well and gets jumpy. Okay, there we go. The diagnostics in here, and okay, it's showing that it's running on our side. The area all the way to the junction box at the corner of County Road 302. Did y'all have a storm? No? So most likely it's the modem isn't responding.
So it's like the internet keeps talking and sending signals, but the modem isn't listening.
Have y'all tried unplugging it and plugging it back in?
Yes, we tried unplugging it and plugging it back in, both upstairs and downstairs.
Oh, you're running on two routers, same network?
That's right, yes.
You unplugged both of them?
Yes.
And did you plug it back in?
Yes.
Both of them?
Yes.
And did that work?
Yeah. The workaround, something we can just do to get in on the short term. Like Black Tuesday out here, Ben. We have got to get online. I can't even call my broker because all the goddamn account information is guess where? Online.
Well, man, I mean, I guess there's always your cell phone. Have you tried tethering your phone as a hotspot?
Yes, we tried that.
Did that work?
No, it didn't work. If it had worked, I'd be saving my retirement fund, not listening to you scream at your poor blind cat.
It's the cell reception, Ben. We get like one bar out here. It's enough to talk, but it won't run the computers. It's a pretty desolate environment, culturally speaking.
Enough, Danny. I see you.
Am I really screaming? Oh, God. Oh, man. I'm sorry, Charlotte. Come here, Puss. Puss. Come here, buddy. Daddy's not trying to be mean. No. I have to give this furry guy eye drops like 4 times a day, man. You ever tried to give a cat eye drops? It's like stressful, man. First, you gotta wrap him in a towel just to keep him from clawing your face off. Then if you can get that done, and after he's all rolled up like a cat burrito, you still gotta keep his little head from squirming back into the towel like he's a mutated turtle. And you're holding him under your arms, kind of squeezing him like you're playing the bagpipes. And he's just wheezing and yowling like it's St. Patrick's Day in hell. And then you got to get him to open his eyes. And with the dropper coming in at him, you're pulling his fuzzy forehead back. His gums are showing like a horror show. Looks like his face is going to peel off. His eyes are ghost white and glassy. And you're thinking, this can't be how the pros do it. It just can't. And that's when you hear it. The demon breath. He starts this like wheezy thing, but real heavy and just through his nose. And it's got to be done. Oh, Charlotte, it's got to be done, sweetie. But Daddy loves you. Oh, guys, it's hard being a parent. Do y'all have kids? Or when you said partners, did y'all mean just business partners? I mean, anymore, I guess I really don't know what people mean when they say partners.
Neither do I.
What just happened?
We don't have kids.
Yet, but we're working on it.
Sure. I mean, supposedly, it's why we moved out to the sticks then, abandoned our friends, our community, my work. I mean, not only to spend my inheritance on a new roof and basement repairs, but also, supposedly to start a family.
You have to give something up to get something great.
Oh, trust me, I know that.
What the hell are we talking about? We're going to be ass out with no roof, no basement, and nothing in between, okay, guys? Can we get our eyes on the prize?
What's the prize, Z?
So what are you talking about? What's the prize?
So we get online. For what?
I can't with you right now. Talk to me, Ben. What are you going to do about this? Because I'm about to drive to town and find a damn Wi-Fi connection. And if I have to sit in a damn Cracker Barrel parking lot, I will do that.
Man, I mean, if it's that important, it actually might not be a bad plan.
Okay, that's fine. And after I save us from complete financial ruin, I'll probably call your supervisor and do my absolute best to have you fired. How's that sound?
Doesn't sound good.
That's not your prize, Z. Saving the day like the superhero Wolf of Wall Street? Come off it! Your prize is this. It's you and me sitting up here in the woods like a couple of rainbow Adirondack chairs. You in your room and me in mine, making pretend money and more pretend money and more pretend money so that we can pour it into this fantasy dollhouse to impress I don't know who, your family, our friends, like we have any of those left, until we get old, die, mummify, and fossilize in an antique claw bathtub right after I slit my fucking wrist.
Sounds like a terrible prize.
Okay, babe, I think you're clearly under a lot of stress and there's some stuff we need to talk about. But is this the moment?
It's never the moment.
Damn it, we get it! As usual, you're making it very clear to anyone who will listen that you're very unhappy. And as usual, I'm just trying to hold the whole thing together as it's falling to pieces. So please, that is the IT guy. He is not our therapist. Let's let him do his job, which is to make the internet work. Right, Ben?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to help you guys. But did I hear right? Danny, you work in the upstairs office and Z.
Just say Z.
Z, your office is separate?
Mine's the upstairs.
And never the twain shall meet.
Okay. I think I'm getting the picture. I mean, I think I see what might be really happening. Can I ask you both a serious question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the green light on your routers blinking?
Danny, are you looking at your router?
No. I mean, yes. But it's not blinking.
Mine's not blinking either.
Okay. So tell me, each of you, what are they doing?
Mine's just on solid. It hasn't changed.
Mine is also on solid, but there's two other orange lights on solid as well.
Well, just fix it, Ben. What the hell are we paying $80 a month for? We can't get online to do our damn business.
$80? Holy crap! Let me get y'all on a better plan.
Look, the Dow just dropped another 200 points. Make the internet work.
No, right. Okay. Now, based on what you're telling me, I think I know the answer.
You do?
Yeah. So, your routers, I'm pretty sure they're busted.
What do you mean busted?
I mean, like, busted, man.
Oh, you're serious? Well, okay. So what do we do? I mean, I guess I should just go then, right? And we should just take our computers and before we lose any more time, right? Danny,
I broke the routers!
What?
Oh, Danny.
What do you mean? What?
I did. I busted the routers.
So they are busted.
What did you do?
I poured kombucha on them. I drowned them in kombucha.
My kombucha that you said you drank by mistake?
Your kombucha that I said I drank by mistake.
Why?
Because I hate kombucha.
So you ruined our lives?
No, I ruined our lives because I hate our lives.
I know that. You complain about every goddamn thing all the time. But why didn't you just leave? Why this? Why today?
Because I love you. I hate this life and I hate what you've become with this office and this house and this soulless, meaningless day trader bullshit that I even followed you on. It's so stupid. But I followed you because I love you. But I shouldn't have. I should have pushed back. I hate what it's become, what you've become, what I'm becoming, but I love you and I love us. But the us that we used to be before all this stupid story that we've been telling here, whatever this is. I just wanted you in a tiny apartment and our friend and yes, let's have a baby. But we can do that anywhere. We don't need the queer Norman Rockwell family portrait. And yeah, I could have left. I could have left, but I couldn't get you to look up from the charts and 100 monitors long enough to know I was gone. It had this hold on you, some kind of stranglehold, and I feel like I'm fighting it. I'm fighting the house, I'm fighting the decor, I'm fighting the work, I'm fighting the fucking market. I'm fighting it all just to get you back. A no-see asubuike. So yes, fuck your routers. That's how much I love you. Fuck it all, Z. And kombucha is gross, so you better stop it with that shit.
And Subuike. Well, once you hear it enough times, it's not that complicated to spell.
Bye, Ben.
Oh, we thank you again for your business, and you're going to get an email survey asking you about your service today. And it would be
Daniel? Daniel?
What? Tell me the NASDAQ just tumbled another 1,000.
Why are we not in the same room?
I agree.
I'll meet you on the stairs.
Wow. Oh my goodness, that was, I love that. I wait, let me just make sure I can get everybody to start their videos again since I shut everybody off here. Okay, come on back, everybody. Richard, Jerrod, oh my God, Jack, Steven, where's Khalil? I know you're around somewhere, Khalil.
I'm just having trouble restarting my video.
Oh, what the heck? I had, all right, hang on. Let me see if I can find you. There you are. There. I thought I clicked it. There we go. Oh my goodness, you guys. That was, see, the thing I love about the way Jerrod writes is that he's always able to create something that's just fun and hilarious. I mean, there's so much humor in this. Sorry, the whole cat thing. Have you ever put eye drops in a cat's eyes before, Jerrod?
I haven't, no.
Okay, well, because based on this, it sounds like you have. I mean, it really does. Really, really amazing. But then you just get you really cut to the heart of this. It really gets to you in a lot of ways. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So I have to start with you because it always begins with the word. So what inspired you? Tell me what you guys talked about or what inspired you to write this piece.
Having done this, God, 8 times at this point, it's like my favorite thing in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, we randomly, we get a certain amount of actors, a certain amount of directors, a certain amount of writers, get them all in the same room, then randomly or virtual room, and then randomly assign actors and teams and directors and writers. And I've tried this way and that way, but at this point, this has become like my favorite time of year, to do this project. And I've discovered that the absolute best way, and I think Richard and I were like totally right on the same with this, was like, let's just talk. Let's just like get to know each other a little bit more and vibe with one another, because once you're able to vibe with somebody, then they can begin to take space in your imagination, and then I start like looking through newspapers, just like trying to see if anything pops out. Do anything pops out and anything pops out. And I actually could not tell you how this scenario popped in there. I really don't know, but it did. And there we go.
Wow.
It's very eventful, but this one kind of just came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. I love it because it didn't. I could see where it came out of nowhere, but at the same time, it really relates. This is something that I think a lot of people can identify with. By the way, just for all of you watching, tonight's show really kind of best exemplifies and embodies not only the spirit of what we began doing virtually back in 2020, but the mere fact that Richard is beaming in from Connecticut, Jerrod is beaming in from Colorado, Jack, you're in New Jersey, Stephen, you're in North Carolina, Khalil, where are you?
At this moment, Philadelphia.
So everybody is in different places. I'm in New York. So this is why this is such a great thing, that we can work together. We can bend time. We're all, if you're in a different time zone, and we can all work together at the same time. It's kind of cool, isn't it?
And we know each other. That's the other thing. Jerrod and I have been working for 7 years, I would say. We never worked on the same show together, but I know his work. He knows mine. He's seen me as an actor. He's seen me as a director. Yep. I've seen him as an actor, director, playwright. Yep. I know his work. Stephen, I know your work. Khalil, I know your work. You wrote. I directed a show that you worked on. Jack, I've seen you in other people's shows, in my shows, and so this is. If I were to do this in my hometown, sorry, Nick, I don't mean to step on you, but
no, you're fine. I love this.
In my hometown, it would take me months to put something like this together. Mm-hmm. I'd have to find people who would write, who would act, who would do these kinds of things, and God only knows if it's going to come out as good as these gentlemen did. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's one of the gifts. Also, we have a very special gift in that all of you are so like multi-talented. I mean, you are all writers, you direct, you act, you do it all. And that is such a great gift to have you all because you understand the sensibilities of each other and the jobs that you have to perform. So working together, it just comes together in a much more interesting way, I think. So Richard, again, you've done everything with us. You've acted, you've directed, I don't know if you've ever written for us. Have you ever written for us?
No, I don't write plays. Actually, and I've taught playwriting. So it's
Yeah.
kind of funny on a university level. But I've never written plays.
Mhm.
So, I don't know that I ever will, but I love the craft so much. I really, really do. That from my perspective as a director slash actor, that's more important to me and more precious to me than it's more precious to me to embrace Jerrod's words than it is for me to put words on paper. In other words, so.
Well, but I know you can. I know that if you wanted to, if you put your
I
mind.
am a writer. I do write, but I've
Yeah.
never done a play. Like
Yeah.
that, so.
And of course, I've worked with all of you, and Khalil, you've worked with us many times, but I don't think, have we ever met in person? We haven't met in person, have we?
We haven't. I hope to change that real soon.
See, like, this is the thing that's really crazy. And I know that when I meet you, it's going to be like I've always known you. Like, like I even had a question. Did I ever meet you in person before? No, we haven't, but we will. I promise you we will. So, all right, you guys, the big question I have, first of all, people are wondering why we called it Dramatis Ubiquitous. And I thought this is a perfect name for a hybrid intensive where we are trying to present theater in many places often at the same time, so the fact that we're all over the place, we're everywhere, ubiquitous. I thought it's sort of an interesting title. Even though we're playing around with the letters and people say, that's weird, Nick, you chose a really weird name. I kind of like it. But my big question that I'm going to pose to all of you, and then we won't talk much longer because I want to give you a few minutes break before we do our next show at 8:30 on Facebook. So everybody that's watching, if you missed it, or if you really want to see it again, and I hope that's really the reason because it's so great, go to our Facebook page. You get to see it again. It's really exciting. The big question, here we go. Is it really theater if it's coming from a computer screen? And I'm going to start with you, Jack.
Theater. I don't know if theater is the right word, but it's art.
Mm-hmm.
It's art. If or the movies theater. It's like your program this time. It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. It's being done by people who are grounded in theater,
Mm-hmm.
who are to have the same goals as people in theater. So I don't know how to answer that. I'll try to be a politician and just say
Mm-hmm.
just say next question, please.
Well, I'm curious about it only because I think, and you can back me up on this one, especially the performers. I think I could say the same for the writer and for the playwright. But when you are about to go live, when we were able to, before we start this and we send it out to an audience that's watching us, do you have any feeling of, are you nervous about it? Are you jittery about it? Are you anxious because it's a performance? I'm curious about your thoughts. And
Yeah, that's a great. It's the same. It's the same. It's those. That's its. I guess its connection to theater is that it is live, and you do have the same. Those same live feelings that it's happening right now, and you're not going to look at it and review it and redo it. It's happening right now. So I think that's what makes it a first cousin to theater.
Mm-hmm. I think it's an interesting prospect. And I also want to say one more thing before I ask Khalil and Stephen. And also I want to ask you, Jerrod, and you, Richard, as well. What we try to do during these workshops, and these are workshops because these are plays that these are brand new plays. This is a piece that you're seeing it for the first time tonight. It was not, it never had an audience before this. So that to me is exciting. But we're trying everything in our power not to use too many camera or cinematic effects. Now, that doesn't mean that an actor, an artist can't position their bodies in relation to the camera and use the camera as if like they want to get in and say something quiet or personal like that. Those are things, but we don't want to manipulate the images so that it becomes more like cinematic, like a director's medium, like we're going to tell you where to look. So we're trying to keep it as pure as we can. So that to me is an element I think is important in this process as well. What about you, Stephen?
Well, it's an interesting question. One of the tidbits that I remember back when I was studying theater in college is we talked a little bit about the difference between the spellings, the two different spellings of theater with an RE or an ER. So theater with an RE was more like the concept and the practice and the intellectual craft of performing theater. So I would say we have that because we have actors, we have a playwright. Theater ER meant the building. It's what simply how they explained it to me. So I would say we don't have theater ER because we're not in the same building, but I would say that we have the concept of theater. So I would say it's theater RE, but not theater ER.
That's very interesting. I never thought of it in that way, but because we are theater breaking through barriers ER, that's a whole other story, which I'll share with you another time. There was a lot of, I remember when our founding artistic director, Ike Shamblin, named the company, it was his wife who insisted that we go with ER and not RE, because RE is European and ER was sort of the root when that was used until like the 1600s. And ER is traditionally considered American, whereas RE is considered, and Britain and any other English-speaking place uses RE. But anyway, sorry, we'll talk about that later. But I think that's a really interesting idea. How about you, Khalil? What do you think about this?
I call it theater. I call it Zoom theater. I think it's live humans making art and asking those real questions of humanness for live participants. It is also different and extra accessible because people can watch it at their leisure. That's one of the benefits. Something that I really like about the way that TBTB does it is that there is a chat feature, there is a kind of forum, so that if people do want to participate, it's not the instantaneous feedback that we might get if we were doing this live to live humans in one room. But we do get something, and we do get to share in a conversation and have that community in some way.
Oh, thank you. I agree. And that reminds me too, to anyone that's watching out there on our YouTube, if you have any comments or thoughts, just type them in. We will access them. I promise you. And any feedback you have is always welcome. It really is. We really very much appreciate that. So thank you, Khalil. I will agree. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong answer. I tend to lead more towards the fact that as a theater company, this is a form of theater. It is not the traditional form. It is not what we normally, when you're an actor, you want the immediacy of the audience. Also, the fact that these plays are being written for this particular format, as opposed to a stage play, sort of plays the game. It alters the game a little bit, but I don't know if it alters the art. Do you have any thoughts on that, Jerrod, as the writer? You're off. No, he's answering.
And that's all I have to say about that.
I knew it. I was going to get a Forrest Gump. Go on.
Okay, so the writer in me has a lot to say, but the stage manager in me is saying that we have to do a Facebook play in 9 minutes. So maybe I should table it till the discussion after the next one.
All right, to be continued on the next platform when we do the platform jump. Richard, any final thoughts? Any other words you'd like to say?
No, we just need a break before our next show. But this is a very interesting question. It's not cinema. It's not truly theater, but it is. We are our own directors. We are our own, and the words are still the same. The feeling is definitely the same. I don't think that you saw 1 ounce of what Stephen or Khalil did here in Zoom that was any different than that they would do on stage. So I do have some words. We'll do that after Facebook. How's that?
All right, that sounds great. Well, listen, I want to thank you all. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for giving us a wonderful show for our first night of this intensive. So please go take a break, and I'll wrap this thing up, and we'll get ready for the next show. Thank you all so much. You guys are wonderful, so talented. Honored to know you all. Thank you. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in and watching. I really, really appreciate it. One of the reasons why we chose to do this as a hybrid was to really sort of test that idea of some of the plays we're going to be doing here are also going to be done on stage. How do they transfer? Does it is it an equal transfer? Will reaction be the same? Will the energy feel the same? That's all. These are all things which we will determine. And you guys get a chance to determine it too, because even if you can't be here in person, you can still watch it as it is streamed live on our Facebook and YouTube pages. So you'll be able to watch it with the live audience and see how people are reacting to it, and see how that changes the tone and the feelings of the piece, which I find very, very fascinating. I want to thank you all for being a part of our work. We wanted to do it this time of year. We generally do our intensives this time of year, but to be able to do an intensive during, like right before we get into the holiday season, we like to look at this as sort of a great introduction to the holidays. Also, a good time to sort of make an appeal for your support for our work. This has been a very interesting couple of years for us, and now that we're moving back into live performance, we're noticing how things have shifted a little bit. We're still, it's certainly where we were back before the pandemic is not where we are now, and there's a lot of changes. Some very good, some of them more challenging, but we're doing our best to try to keep moving forward and progressing. And it's hard for a live theater company, certainly, to be able to do the work and to continue presenting live art. We obviously, with inflation, costs have increased. Audiences are a lot more selective. There's still a lot of people that don't want to be going to live theater yet. So we want to be able to provide opportunities for everybody, hence tonight. So I will ask you, make an appeal to you to please tell your families, tell your friends, tell everybody about this work that you're doing. If you like what you saw, tell them. If you don't like them, tell them anyway. Let them make up their own minds. But certainly, I hope that you will spread the word on that. Go to our website, tvtv.org. You can see what we're up to, where we've been. So much that's been happening. We actually did a wonderful trip to Japan in September, something we'd been planning to do for years, and we were actually able to do it for the first time since we were planning this in 2020. So a lot to share with you. If you really like us, click the donate button at the top of the page. We could really use your financial support. We will, your financial support really sort of indicates, it sort of advances your interest in our work, and it increases your level of partnership. And we take that very seriously, and we value it we value that so much. So we hope that you'll continue to do that. So tomorrow we have another really wonderful play, something very interesting. We've worked, I've never had an opportunity. I've known Rob Urbanati for several years now. I've never had the opportunity to actually work with him. So Rob wrote this really wild play called Blood Runs Cold, and I hope you'll tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be curious to see how it all works out, and I'll be curious to know what you thought about it. It kind of reminds me in some ways of a melodramatic Tennessee Williams kind of a thing. You'll have to see it tomorrow to understand what that means. The play is directed by Graydon Gund and stars Samantha Drabicki, Keith Murphy DeConcini, Gaia Vishnar, again, all scattered all about, which is why we're not doing it here live in person on Saturday, but you're going to get to see it exclusively tomorrow night. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. A few more minutes, we're going to be on Facebook, so hope you'll tune in there as well. Thanks so much for all your time and attention. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.